Hello, everyone. Good evening, and I hope you are having a wonderful day. So, in here, my topic is about what is the most expensive monument in the world. And I guess you already know there are too much monument that has been built over a time over a year that we can see, and some of it were known as seven wonder of the world. And in here, I just took three lists that I thinking it was expensive in certain ways. So let's see how it's gonna be. So before that, I guess we should know how we evaluate. So some of it we evaluate based on uh, carbon dating, which is a scientific way to know the origin of the monument and how or when it was built, from what year. So the older the monument be gonna be more valuable, and I think it's considered as an artifact where the scientists or the excavation digging some place and trying to locate. And the other thing is we can evaluate from the material that they use to build a monument, because some of the monument built uh, some of the monument made from certain materials such as metal, gold, silver, and sometimes was an unknown material, and perhaps it's probably from the sky or some asteroid or meteorite, something like that. And and the third is based on the artistic and the aesthetic that they have on the monument, because as we can see there is a art or pattern that they carve or paint on the monument. So it's tell about what happened in the past, and it give some insight about people lifestyle during that time. We can uh, take an example such as in Pompeii in Italy, I guess. We can see a lot of painting, mostly about erotic painting. So we know how there are people during that time do for a living. And for another example in Egypt, where around the pyramid and the city around it, they have kind of hieroglyphic or picture and some painting. Also, it give a lot of story about people in that place, and it was very valuable. So another thing is such as I mean, the number four is practicality. Based on the practicality, which is some of the minimum we build for certain purpose, such as in Yemen, they build a Ma'arib dam, which is kind of famous during that year, and I guess it's still uh, preserved or until now. So it's shown um, how advanced is their technology and civilization during that time. And the next is history, because based on the history, we can on the monument we will know how this monument uh, you know survive from certain event, from sometimes can be a war or tragedy, like uh, the eruption of uh, what they call it, volcano, and sometimes earthquake, and it tell a lot of story, and that's why we also can learn uh, from that event, so we will know what happened based on the monument that we found, and it's also very valuable. And the number six is uh, based on the religion things, because the monument itself were built for worship, and sometimes they believe it be sacred for certain of things. They build uh, for agriculture, to have a lot of rain, and sometimes they build it for business and to have a child. So it was a kind of pagan animism. Okay, so why is so important uh, for this monument were built? So the first one is a symbol and appreciation. Uh, Sometimes they build it to uh, to give an appreciation for certain people, because they make a certain icon as a symbolic for heroism, because maybe these people save their life, save their village or their kingdom, something like that. And sometimes it was built for to worship a god, and sometimes to a symbolic for a unity, some a freedom, or like a cooperation between many things, or a peace, something like that. And the other thing is to show a power, which is they build a certain monument to show that area was conquered by uh, someone who are really powerful in that area in the kingdom, and to show that they are not allowed to invade the area, and it's mean uh, the emperor of the area is under their command. So to show how powerful the conqueror of the area during that time. And the number three is to show culture and civilization, because they build it to show creativity and the technology that they have, such as they have archaeology, architecture that were advanced during that time. And the last one is the intellectual, which is they build some certain monument to make sure what they know gonna be passed to the next generation, to show their greatness and their knowledge, and to, as to document it, documented information, I guess, something like that, to document the whole situation in one place, one area. So this is a top three that I was thinking it was very expensive, and why it's so is valuable to certain people. Number one is the Al Aqsa Mosque. It was located in Jerusalem. It was between Palestine and Israel, and it was important for the three religion: Islam, Jew, and Christian. And this place already have a lot of conflict, so many years, uh, and it kind of endless because for Muslim, they claim that this place was their first direction to be um, to pray, and for the Jew, they will believe this place were a temple for their kingdom. Like a Solomon temple and kingdom of David. So, and for the Christian, they believe that um, this place where Jesus were born and also buried in here. So it was a sacred land and the holiest place for them. Number two is the Pyramid of Giza. Uh, it was already built for 1,000 years, and I guess it was built 2,560 before century, and I believe it was built during a great, uh, you know, a peak of uh, golden age of the empire of fourth dynasty Egyptian pharaoh of Khufu, and it was show that how powerful they are during that time. And this pyramid uh, were built not just only to show their power and greatness, but it's also for a tomb for Pharaoh. And they were believed when Pharaoh died, they had to buried in this pyramid, and they also include a treasure of the pharaoh. So that's why it was so valuable. Even a grave robber trying to enter this place and trying to sell it to a black market, uh, to to have a lot of money from it. And the last thing is a Bangkok temple of Wat Tramit. It was a Buddhist statue, were known as Praputa Mahasuwana Patimakon. These statues were made from pure gold, and it's already been moved uh, so many places a certain time, for a longer time, because they're trying to hide it, and even they try to cover the gold with the concrete or the stone, but later they found it and they displayed it on the temple, because the history told that uh, Burmese Burmese were now known as Myanmar, often attacking Ayutthaya Kingdom, which is Thailand kingdom during that time. They often stole a Buddha statue, which is made from gold, and they melt it and to sell it, get more money. And then they also cut the Buddha statue and trying to sell it on the black market. It was so famous, and it was so interesting, the story about it. So I guess uh, these monuments are really important for certain people, not only just there are people during that time, but it also important for us for today, because we can learn something from them, and it was good to for the next generation, so uh, we can you know not repeat the same mistake that they made in the past, because there's a lot of things that we can learn from them, because the history itself is repeat again and again, and that's why we should preserve this monument and all those artifacts that found in the monument, and should be kept, not just for current generation but also for future generation. I think that's all, and thank you.